Selvedge Denim. Now, this is Selvedge Denim. I know it's Selvedge Denim because of this little woven edge that's running down here. This is known as the Selvedge ID. A lot of folks will look for this and they will assume that the jeans with the Selvedge ID, they're going to assume that those are superior. It's a pretty complex and nuanced topic. So as much as I'd love to make a long story short, the best I can do for you guys is to make a long story slightly less long. Now, I've put some timestamps in the description below, so check those out. And yeah, if there's one particular aspect that you're particularly interested in, then yeah, it's easy enough just to skip to that. Or if you're a bit impatient, I can tell you right away that Selvedge Denim is not actually better than non-Selvedge Denim. If you want to get all geeky and find out why Selvedge Denim isn't actually better than non-Selvedge Denim, and find out in what cases that Selvedge Denim can actually be better, stay tuned. But let's roll it back to basics for a second. What makes Selvedge Denim, and what makes all other denims non-Selvedge Denim? Selvedge Denim is a fabric woven on a shuttle loom. Now these are old-fashioned, and by today's standards they're pretty slow. Back in the 60s, 70s times, they were replaced by a different kind of loom, a projectile loom, which was capable of weaving a far wider bolt of fabric and weaving it far, far faster. Now, it's the shuttle that's the essential part here. This is a shuttle. It holds the weft yarns and it is shot from one side of the loom to the other, threading the weft yarns through the warp yarns. As the weft is actually a continuous piece of yarn, then as it's shooting backwards and forwards, and as the warp is changing, is shifting, it actually seals both edges. It makes a self-edge, hence the name Selvedge. Now, the modern looms, the projectile looms, they do away with this shuttle entirely. And in place of the shuttle, there's multiple smaller projectiles that grip a hold of one end of the thread and then sort of shoot it across the warp yarns using compressed air. Now, this is much faster. The thing is, this yarn that's being shot across the weft is actually snipped off at both ends, so it's not continuous. This means that it leaves an unfinished edge, an unself-edge, a selfish edge? Whatever. It needs a lock stitch run across this unfinished edge to stop it unraveling. And this is exactly the kind of stitch you're going to see in non-Selvedge jeans. And that is what makes denim either Selvedge or non-Selvedge. And while I've got you here at this nice little interlude point, guys, if you're into denim, if you're into Selvedge denim or non-Selvedge denim regardless, if you're into denim, consider hitting that subscribe button, because CRD, we concentrate a lot on denim certainly, but we also investigate the wider world of menswear and quality items. So yeah, if you're into that, hit that subscribe button. Right next to that, there's the bell notification icon. If you hit that, you're going to get notified whenever I drop another video. And back to regular programming. The question to whether Selvedge denim is better or not, it depends a lot on what you're looking for from your jeans. But first, I think it's important that we dispel some of the myths that are out there that propagate this idea that Selvedge denim is better. Myth one would be the self-edge doesn't fray. Well, yes, in that it doesn't need that overlock stitch run along the edge to stop it unraveling. But honestly, I have never ever seen a denim item or anything else actually being rendered unusable or unwearable because of a failure with the overlocking stitch. I mean, I'm talking about the worst shit jeans that I used to sell in Gap way back in the day. We had plenty of returns because of quality issues, but none of that was ever anything to do with the overlocking stitch. And if you really do have a problem with the overlock stitch, then I've got some pretty bad news for you. In the vast majority of the best Selvedge brands, you're going to find a lot of overlocking. It's just a very efficient, very practical, very good way to finish an open end of fabric. So yeah, overlocking is your friend. Embrace it. Myth number two, the denim woven on shuttle looms is tougher. The toughness or durability of a denim fabric depends on so many things that it would be impossible to state one way or another that one weaving method is better than the other when it comes to durability. It'll depend on the kind of cotton, it will depend on the spinning method, it will depend on the tightness of the weave, it will depend on the weight of the denim. There are mills out there that are making non-Selvedge denim that will rival and in some respects surpass the durability of even the best Selvedge denim. But, and this is a big but here, in the majority of non-Selvedge denim, the goal is to have maximum volume at minimum cost. Things are done as fast as possible using the lowest quality materials that they can get away with. And just like anything in life, this never results in a good product. Now, the third and final myth. Shuttle looms produce a more tightly woven and consistent fabric. Yeah, this could go along with the whole durability thing, but it's got a lot to do with the character of the denim, so I decided to include this in a separate point. And the answer to this is just a resounding no. Some of the most interesting selvage denim out there, I mean, I'm talking denim that's made by real artisanal brands and commanding a pretty high price tag. It's low tension, slubby denim, full of errors from the old rickety machines. And indeed, the brands will dial in a certain level of inconsistency. These inconsistencies would be seen as errors. And they do this by messing around with the looms that the denim's woven on. I've experienced selvage denim by one of the really big players that is going to remain nameless, but I've experienced that selvage denim to be so loosely woven that it was far less durable than what would be considered at all normal, or actually acceptable out of our little denim head circles. We're talking about a €350 jean that had a crotch blowout after maybe like a month and a half of wear. But the denim? It was stunning. On the flip side, some of the most consistent denim that I've ever seen has been non-selvage. I mean, boring as fuck, but it was consistent, and I would bet a damn sight more durable than its selvage denim slubby counterpart. Right, so if selvage denim is no better than non-selvage denim, then what's all the fuss about? Well, for one thing, and I'd actually consider this the most important point here, it may not be better, but you are going to find it more commonly in better jeans. Remember, selvage denim is woven in these old-fashioned machines. These are far slower than their projectile cousins, and the width of fabric that they actually produce, that is much narrower, so the yield is less. Since the manufacturers that are using these shuttle looms, they can't do very much to pump up the volume, to pump up the yield, so they tend to focus on the product. They use the very best of cottons, or they get innovative by mixing in other kinds of fibers. They use the best dyeing processes. They get creative with the textures, with the weaves, with the weight of denim. They pay just extra special attention to every aspect of the weaving process. It's not about the end goal of just having the widest width of fabric in the shortest time. But this all comes at a price. And so selvage denim is sold at a premium compared to its non-selvage counterpart. So it follows that the brands that are willing to source this much more expensive and much rarer fabric, they're the ones that are going to pay that extra attention in creating the jeans. So yes, there's definitely this quality aspect. And this goes along with a few things that you're going to have to ask yourself when you're deciding on selvage versus non-selvage. The first would be, are you curious about this whole raw denim thing? Which does kind of go hand in hand with selvage. I mean, not always, but in most cases. I mean, is this something that you think will bring you value? Is it something that you're going to enjoy? Because selvage denim, it does come at a higher cost. Maybe not as high as it used to be, but certainly it's going to be higher than your standard mall-bought jeans. But the chances with that are that you're going to get superior product. Something that's going to get better with age and with wear. Something that you will really make a connection with. This is why I'll choose selvage most of the time. And I think it's going to be the same reason for most denim heads. And along with this, are you into the idea of fading your own jeans? Achieving that worn and washed out look yourself rather than just buying it off the shelf. Fading is the way that the jeans become yours and yours alone. And again, this is why I choose selvage most of the time. I mean, I guess you'll get non-selvage denim that's raw and that's going to fade great, that's really good quality. But to be honest, I wouldn't have the first clue to where to even start looking for that. So if you're looking for a great pair of great quality jeans that you want to fade in yourself to become that project pair, then yeah, selvage is your best bet. Following on from this is denim with character. I mentioned it earlier, us denim heads go nuts for uneven weaves, for slubbiness, for hairiness, for that real deep down texture in the denim. The brands know this, and so they're going to go that extra mile to really push what is possible in terms of creating an interesting denim. The most interesting fabrics that I've seen, well, that is, I've seen in terms of denim, they've all been selvage fabrics. Now, I'm going to finish this by stating something that the most of us denim heads, we don't really like to admit. We really like the look of that selvage edge when we pop our cuffs. We like that certain element of exclusivity. Just seeing another dude walking down the street with some sick fades and that like exposed selvage edge, that mutual appreciation when he sees your sick fades and your selvage edge, and that unspoken I know that you know that I know that you know thing, at the end of the day, honestly, it just looks better. If we really were just about the quality, the craftsmanship and the heritage, we'd get our jeans hemmed. We wouldn't need to flex the selvage, but we like it, so we do. Right, as I said at the beginning of this video, selvage denim is not better than non-selvage denim. And yeah, I've probably offended a few of my more true blue brethren out there, but looked at it objectively, it isn't. And also, there's those myths out there that are propping up this assumption, so hopefully we've busted them. It comes down to this. The question really isn't about whether selvage denim is better than non-selvage denim. The question should be, could selvage denim be better for you? And I'd hope after seeing this, you are a little bit more equipped to answer that question. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it'd be amazing if you give it one of those thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, helps us grow. And yeah, as always guys, I hope everyone is happy and healthy out there. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you're taking care of each other. And I'm going to see you in the next video.